you're a leader,
Yes.
a career woman. So, do you have a business in mind?
Okay, I started Footprints, snacks, food, and beverages.
Okay.
Welcome to the breakfast show. Ooh, the breakfast show. Ooh, welcome to the breakfast show, where success stories are shared. Entrepreneurs teach how cash flows. We learn how to make this dough. Take your seat, it's the breakfast show. Hey, set, take your seat, it's the breakfast show. Whoa, take your seat, it's the breakfast show.
This is the Breakfast Show, celebrating, supporting, and connecting young entrepreneurs worldwide. And I'm your host, Maya Breakfast JB. This show is a platform to empower women, ladies, entrepreneurs, and the youth at large. It actually teaches businesses on productive ways to build their own self and their business. This show is proudly sponsored by Gamal Ek Limited, Accounting Unparalleled, Webcon Engineering, TBM Group, the Ali Masute, LLA Beat, and Max Couture. Before I introduce my guest, let's go for a quick commercial break and we'll be right back. Stay tuned, stay glued.
Breakfast show. Whoa, take your seat. It's the breakfast show.
Today I have here an eloquent, enthusiastic, elegant, and confident lady. I must say I'm impressed by whatever she's doing, and I know you'll be impressed too. She holds a bachelor's degree in health service management and also pursuing her master's in health service management, and she's a host too. So, madam, you're welcome to the Breakfast Show.
Thank you so much for having me on the Breakfast Show. It's an honor to be on your show this afternoon. And I'm Ohenewa. A lot of people know me as Ohenewa. But then I'm Joyce Ohenewa Kwapon. That's my full name.
Sure.
So I'm currently pursuing my master's degree in health service management, as well as a program in professional human resource international, okay, at the HR certification center. So basically, I'm a young lady that has a lot of ambitions, especially for young women and children, the vulnerable. I run an NGO that's by the name Women of Legacy Foundation. So basically, we advance issues relating to the vulnerable women and children in society. We've run a couple of projects from sensitization and awareness of teenage pregnancy in Central Region, a prone area in Central Region. We've also embarked on some donation projects. We've done some projects on the street as well to encourage and support the street children, people who are needy, and all that. We dubbed it Smiles on the Street project, and a couple of others, as well as projects that we anticipate to embark on in the future. So basically, that's something brief about me and my foundation.
Okay, nice. I think you've given us a whole package.
I know.
Given us a whole package. So, with this NGO, when was it founded? Like, when did you start this NGO?
Women of Legacy Foundation was founded in the year 2016, way back when I was in University of Ghana Business School.
Oh, okay.
I have that passion to support young people as well as women who are in need, the vulnerable and all sorts of people.
Okay, so if I may ask this question, do you aspire to be a politician? Because you recently joined the Youth Leadership Parliament and you hold the position of the Deputy Minister for
Gender. Okay, so throughout my, my youthful life, I've been into leadership, student leadership. I mean, I held a lot of positions way back in school. I was the clerk to my SRC, the PRO to my Parliament House, and other positions as well. I was the secretary to my department as well. And I've always tried to avail myself for leadership, training, because I believe we always have to learn, relearn and unlearn. So that's basically why I've offered myself, into like service of humanity. Okay. So not necessarily because I want to be a politician. Well, if it happens that I would have to go into politics, I would embrace it. But for now, I think I have a lot of dreams that I would want to accomplish before I venture into politics, if the call of politics becomes on me.
Okay. So you're a leader,
Yes.
a career woman. So do you have a business in mind?
Okay, I started Footprints, snacks, food, and beverages.
Okay.
It's basically more like the name explains itself. So we are into catering services, but then, as you mentioned, I have a very busy schedule combining my career and my academics. I had to put that on hold, but then I still hope to pursue that dream and not leave it behind, because I intend expanding it so that I will create kind of an entrepreneurship hub to support the vulnerable. Okay, so I intend creating a hub where there will be a bit of other vocational skills like seamstressing, tailoring, and all that, so that catering and all that, so I could support more young people. So that's basically the reason why I established Footprint.
Then I think you should have named it Footprint Vocational School, not Footprint.
Oh, yes, I wanted to first of all start it on my own, and then later see how I can get other people on board to make it bigger. So basically the brand is Footprint Empire.
So is it registered?
For registration, I haven't registered that yet. I started with the registration of the NGO. I'll proceed to the business itself, but then it's a gradual process.
We'll get there. So why the name Footprint?
Okay,
Footprint. What's the inspiration behind the name Footprint?
Footprint because I intend to leave footprints in anyone that comes into my life or that patronizes my service. Okay. So we leave legacies or we leave footprints in the hearts of people so that they would want to always patronize us or patronize our services.
Oh, you know what? The name Footprint, I hope it depicts the kind of food or the kind of service you render. So, because to leave a footprint on someone means your services must be quality and of, I don't know, a great
Exactly,
yeah.
Exactly. Especially with the career that I ventured into, and then me pursuing an HR program, of course you should expect top-notch service delivery. Okay. So there's no way that you would have an encounter with footprints and then you wouldn't want to come back to us.
Okay, so I know most visionaries or the vision behind every brand has good intentions towards the business. So it's left with the followers. They're always the problem because they don't share your vision. So I think in doing that you should more focus on training them to leave a footprint on these customers.
That's
so
true.
In this part of Africa or in Ghana, funding is our biggest problem because even when you go for loans, the interest rates are high and all of that. And people venture or go into partnerships just to grow their businesses. So doing this alone, you start in 2016, right? And trying to start your own business. How do you intend raising funding?
Okay, so as for funding, most of the times it should start with you because no matter how much support you get from other organizations or external people, if you are not able to manage what you have, then you would obviously not go anywhere. So for the funding, what I do is that as I'm a startup, it doesn't really require so much. The financing aspect is not really exhausting. So I'd rather start with my personal savings and all that. So basically, personal savings until maybe when the financial aspect becomes more demanding, and then I would look elsewhere for more.
So I think it's a good start. You bear with me, viewers. But I would encourage everyone to get a business plan. And Gamal got you covered. We can prepare a concise professional business plan for your businesses. So, I'm also encouraging you to get a professional business plan so that you'll be guided by a document.
Sure. I'm highly impressed by your, Gamal.
Yeah. I think we'll talk about Gamal some other time, but not today. Today is about you. Okay, so how do you intend to build a successful customer base with this business of yours? Your marketing strategies, do you have any marketing strategy you would want to put across?
Okay, so in building a strong customer base, the first thing that I would say, I would want to do, as I mentioned earlier, is to retain the customers that I already have. Because you may try to always get more people, but then if you are not able to retain the few that you have, it means you wouldn't be making any headway. So what I intend doing is to offer the best service to my clients.
Okay.
And in Ghana, referrals work like magic.
Okay.
So once you're able to handle the few clients that you have, people will then refer you, and through that you expand your customer base.
Okay.
So that's basically the little strategy I would want to adopt for now as a small business.
So, as a career woman, can you describe your typical day in the brief?
Okay, so a typical day for me is not a rosy one.
Okay.
Because I usually have a very packed day, and it's consistent across the week because I'm blending my academics, doing 2 programs, at the same time trying to blend my career, my personal business, my NGO, and also I'm supporting my fiancé in his business.
Okay.
He also runs Authentic Sales.
Okay.
They are mainly into sales of electronics, that's iPhones, and they are into sales of original sneakers, perfumes, any other thing that is fashion. So I'm trying to blend all these things. These are about 5 things, so I'm trying to multitask every time. But by God's grace, we are still making some good strides, some positive strides.
Okay.
So a typical day for me is not an easy one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. So viewers, she blends her career life, NGO, her business life, fiancé life, and all of that. In fact, so the show is proudly sponsored by Gamal Ek Limited, TBM Group, Alima Youth. Let's go for a quick commercial break and we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Breakfast show. Whoa, take your seat. It's the breakfast show.
Welcome back from the quick commercial break. This show is proudly sponsored by Gamal Ek Limited. You can contact Gamal Ek Limited for your bookkeeping, accounting, human resource management, business consultancy, and software engineering needs. So, madam, so I saw a post on YouTube about you and your fiance. People were vlogging together. So, can you just give a brief?
Okay, so what you saw, you saw right, if I should put it that way. So it's J&J, a channel on YouTube that seeks to inspire young people to achieve their dreams. Whatever they set their hearts to do, they can do it, to motivate them and then to help them, through at least sometimes someone needs just a little word of encouragement to push him or her to accomplish his or her dreams. So that's basically what we do. Yes.
And I think it's something similar to the British show.
Exactly.
That's nice. We are empowering.
Exactly.
Okay, so what's your greatest inspiration?
Okay, my greatest inspiration is to have people inspired to do more, to become more, and to discover who they truly are. Okay. So seeing people getting inspired by what I do, and then through that, they also being able to stand for themselves and do something or achieve something for themselves makes me happy and sets my heart at peace.
I think that's wonderful. I'm inspired. Okay, so your piece of advice to the youth, to young graduates, because you completed school and decided to do all these things. Honestly, I'm wowed by your profile and all of that. So any advice to the youth?
Okay, so what I would say to all the youth out there is that there's so much space for you to occupy, So the challenges may come, the defeat may come, but Maya Angelou says, do not be defeated, Even when the defeats come, try to embrace it, because through that you'll be able to discover who you are, and then you'll be able to know what you can do, what you can handle, and even how you can come out of it. So there's so much space out there. Do not let anyone stop you, but then try and move, persevere. Sometimes it's painful, but then just keep pushing. You will get there. That's the shot.
Just keep pushing. But you didn't mention your social media handles.
Oh, okay, yes. You may follow me on Instagram, Joyce Ohinewa Kwapon, as well as on Facebook, Joyce Ohinewa Kwapon. And then you can also check our Instagram handle, my fiancé and I, Instagram handle authentic_sales_GH. And then also you can check Footprints Empire on Instagram. So
Then your YouTube page with your fiancé.
okay, that's J and J Motivate. N as in the letter N. So J and J Motivate.
Nice. Thank you for being on this show. So this show is proudly sponsored by the TBM Group. So you're entitled to 20% discount from Irish Bar and Mulan Smart Activity Center, then Party Tree. They sell general merchandise. General merchandise of goods, sorry. So you being on the show, you're entitled to that discount. So I hope after the show you just see me back door.
Thank you so much, Mayat, for giving me this platform. I must say you are doing amazingly well and keep up the good work.
Sure.
I'm sure that in the nearest future you would reap what you've already started sowing. Thank you for having me. Thank you, my audience, for listening to us. Keep watching her, keep supporting The Brayful Show. Thank you.
So keep liking, sharing, and subscribing to The Brayful Show on YouTube, and follow my personal page, Mayat Brayful JB, on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, in fact, all the social media platforms. Stay tuned, keep watching The Brayful Show, and stay safe out there. No COVID this real. Thank you very much. See you next time. Bye.
Welcome to the Breakfast Show. The Breakfast Show. Ooh. Welcome to the Breakfast Show, where success stories are shared. Entrepreneurs teach how cash flows. We learn how to make this dough. Take your seat, it's the Breakfast Show. Hey, set, take your seat, it's the Breakfast Show. Whoa, take your seat, it's the Breakfast Show.